How vital are the community in playing a part in this investigation?
I've said from the very outset that the answer to solving this crime lies within the community. We will work together with the Colchester community to solve this crime. The Colchester community is a strong community, and working together we can both reassure the public, we can reassure the community as a whole, and we can also make sure that we find Naheed's killer or killers.
A number of weapons have been found. Any that leads to any more information in regards to the murder?
So 38 knives recovered. They are subject to forensic examination and analysis, and that will continue throughout the investigation. What I would say, though, is we continue our physical searches of the area. In addition to those physical searches, I repeat the appeal to members of the public that live nearby. If you found anything in your garden, anything around your house or home that is unfamiliar to you, please call us. It could be vital evidence to help find Naheed's killer or killers.
Quite a big reward, £10,000 offered up by Crimestoppers this afternoon.
In respect of James Attfield's murder to £10,000 as well. Increasing a reward is unusual, and offering a reward of £10,000 in itself is unusual. Crimestoppers have done so because this is a crime that is so disturbing to the community, so it's in direct response to the pain felt by the local community. And we'll work with Crimestoppers and with other agencies both to ensure the safety and also to do all that we can to find Naheed's killers or killer.
In terms of the knives that have been found at the moment, is it possible to identify certain areas or certain locations?
I don't want to talk about in terms of the areas those knives have come from specifically. As I say, we've got a number of search areas and knives have been recovered from a number of different locations, and we'll continue that effort until we're absolutely sure that the murder weapon has been recovered.
And in terms of witnesses, is there anybody at the moment that you're particularly looking for or focusing on?
There are 3 appeals that I've spoken about previously. Those appeal details are all on our website, and I would encourage anybody that has any information about them to either call the incident room on 01245 282 103 or to call Crimestoppers anonymously on 0800 555 111.
And in terms of the dredging of the lakes, one has been completed and the others are expected to be completed by the end of the week, is that right?
If I were to estimate how long I think the search activity will take, I think there's several days more of search activity around those 3 lakes that are during the Salary Brook Trail. But I think to be very clear for the public around their expectations, we will continue those searches until we're absolutely sure that the weapon or weapons used to murder Naheed are not there.
In terms of the impact it's had on the community at University of Essex, what did they say this afternoon, and have you got the full support of students there as well behind the investigation?
For a good number of years we've had really extensive links to the university and to the student bodies there. I can only start to imagine the distress and the trauma that the student community feel there, and they have extended their sympathies to Naheed's family directly this afternoon. We'll continue to work with the student community. We're aware that Essex University attracts a large number of foreign students. That community are working with us to do all that they can to support us in our investigation, so I'm really grateful to them. And so we'll continue to work with them and support them at every opportunity that we have.
Thank you.
You talked at the start of the press conference about liaising with the Saudi Arabian authorities. Can you maybe enlarge a little bit around that, perhaps around the links that you've made with the embassy, and also asking whether any officers from Essex Police will be heading over to Saudi Arabia as part of your inquiries at all?
We continue to explore the opportunity of Essex officers travelling to Saudi Arabia to support Naheed's family. That is something that is quite difficult for us to achieve, but we will continue those efforts with the Saudi Arabian embassy, and we have had contact with the Saudi Arabian embassy since Tuesday of last week, and we continue that dialogue with them.
What contact do you have currently with Naheed's family, both brother, parents and others? What's the relationship there at the moment?
We've got a strong relationship with them, which is why today I was able to talk about the fact that we have had direct feedback from Naheed's family regarding items that have been carried in the British media. They continue to actively monitor the British media, and obviously they're aware of what's being spoken about here. That's why I suppose I'd reaffirm my point to everybody in the community. Please think about, in terms of rumours, speculation, inferences you may want to draw around the investigation. Naheed's family have suffered a tragic loss and are clearly bereaved and incredibly upset at this time. And James Attfield's family and friends are deeply affected by what happened to him as well. We must bear in mind how they feel and the impact that comments that are made by others can have on them.
Are you worried that the killer will strike again? Is that a concern bearing in mind that there's 2 here, and obviously if there are any others nationally?
We maintain our commitment to ensuring the safety of the public in Colchester. The additional patrols that we've got will ensure public safety, and we will do all that we can to keep the public there safe. Those patrols, as I say, we've been supported by officers from across the eastern region. We move through that phase now into Essex officers taking the primary role in respect of that. And that would be usual in an inquiry of this type. But we will do all that we can to ensure the safety of the public within Colchester and beyond.
And I know that there's been a profile carried out of the killer. Are you able to release details of the profile of the killer?
Okay, I suppose I need to be clear. We've worked with a number of experts from the National Crime Agency and elsewhere within the police service in the UK. There is no specific profile that has been built of Naheed's killer. We work with specialists who will continue to support the investigation and assist the senior investigating officer to find new active lines of inquiry that he can pursue.
Are you expecting a profile to be built on both Naheed and James Attfield? Is that?
I think in some ways it's deeply unhelpful to talk about profiles because I think the public have a perception of a profile from drama series that are produced on television that actually a profile of the type that is seen in drama programmes does not actually exist in reality.
Are you satisfied with the response you've had so far from the public?
I'm really grateful to the help from the public. I do think there's still more to come. As I say, my plea is I think there are people out there who genuinely don't think that they've seen anything that's of relevance to us. My appeal would be, if you're in the area of the Surrey Book Trail last Tuesday, please call us. Even if you don't think you saw anything, you may have passed Naheed's killer or killers before or after the attack. So as I say, you may not think you've seen anything, but please speak to us.
And what is the advice to people who live up on the Gleeston estate and travel to university at the moment? People have been taking particular precautions already, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm well aware that the university have supported their students and their staff with additional security measures and safety advice as well. And we'll continue to work in partnership with the university to ensure the safety of students. I'd go back, it's a time for vigilance in Colchester. It's a time to think about your own personal safety, the route that you take and whether you're moving alone in isolated areas. But there are significant additional patrols, and if you have concerns, then please speak to the officers and the staff that are on the ground there, or call Essex Police on 101. We will respond to you and make sure you're safe.